Canti check.
Here, what's good? What's good?
All right, Tox check.
Present.
All right, Snorlax check. You was cutting out one more time for me.
Here, what's up? What? Sorry, I wasn't doing anything crazy.
All right, Lotus check.
Mic check 1 2. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. You feel me?
Wake up. I'm sick of wondering whether you're running.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Running Back Podcast, episode 14, right?
Yup. Sounds
Right.
right.
I can still count. Let's go. Today we got a special guest, a really big special guest. Mr. LotusAsakura. If you know him from Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, fighting game, extraordinaire. He's a great fighters player, on that fighters grind content.
Extraordinaire is a bit much. I'm decent, I think, maybe sometimes, kind of, sort of.
And I don't know. You be kind of sick nasty with it, but I don't know. I see. But yeah, if you know him, you know him. But I feel like today we're not really gonna talk about LotusAsakura. We're just gonna talk about Lotus, the man behind the camera. Not really the fighting game aspect. We're gonna talk about other things out there that he doesn't really talk about. Here and there, he does fashion videos. He does like other stuff on his streams. He be talking about music, basketball, shit like that. So like we gonna get it down to it. But yeah, let's say what's up to the boys. It was good, Calm. It was good, Canti. It was good, Tox. What's up, man?
What's
What's good?
What's good?
Let's get into it, man. Hell yeah. Let's start off with the song of the day. Yeah, I know we got to start off with that. Canti?
Yeah, I got you right now. Honestly, I probably said this song before, but I've been listening to one of my favorite albums from YungBae, the 4th album, Magic. It's just a fun ass, catchy ass song, catchy beats and shit, just vibing, dancing and shit. It's pretty fucking cool. And yeah, I've been listening. That's been on my repeat on my like doing work and shit, going to like school, and like just on my streams and shit. So yeah, I've been listening to Magic from YungBae. It's a catchy ass beat and DMCA free. So.
Okay. Yo, Tox, you got us with it?
Yep. One song I've been bumping for a while. It's been on my list like a while back, but if anybody knows, Kembe X. Kembe X has been like a low key favorite of mine for a little while now, and been bumping his song "Scared." That shit, oof. That shit's got a lot of drops. Really good shit. Really good flows. So been bumping that for a little while now.
Okay. I guess my song of the day is "Self Care" by Mac Miller. I don't know. I was listening to that like when I woke up. When I had to do some stuff in the morning, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of my favorite songs from Mac, so I was like, I bumped it, and I was like, yeah, this still feels great. It's a great song to me. Yeah, R.I.P.
Real one.
Yeah. I probably would say more Mac Miller songs down the future, because when we did the music episode, it was like I praised him enough. Like he probably is my favorite rapper. I don't know. Out of like most people I used to listen to, I don't know. I still just listen to Mac Miller consistently. So yeah, shout outs to him. Calm, do you have a song of the day?
Yes, I do. The song I always come back to when I'm just chilling is "Your Eyes" by Tennyson, and it's featuring. I think her name is Njomza. I'm not sure how to say it. It's just Njomza. But yeah, it's a pretty chill song and very vibey, and I just like to do my car rides with that playing in the back. So
Okay. Yo, Lotus, do you have a song of the day?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I never wish an opportunity to promote one of my favorite artists who's got a pretty solid fan base now, but he's still somebody who I think deserves more recognition. I'm gonna go ahead and say "Minute Forever" by Kenny Mason. He's I think he's one of the hardest rappers out right now, and definitely has like a really dope sound that I really rock with. He's been building like a much bigger fan base now because he's done some stuff with like Dreamville. Like some people might have heard the song he's got called "Stick" with like J. Cole and Jid and all them. And that track is crazy. But "Minute Forever" off his new project "Rough," that's my favorite track on that, and that's what I've been bumping the most lately.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, if y'all want,
That's tight.
if y'all want to remember any of those songs, to be down in the description. All of us, check them out because we all got good music taste. So I feel like I should at least try it out.
Oh, and before we proceed, y'all know the like button is free as well, and the subscribe button is right next to it. It's right there. Like
the quickness.
Click to the right, to the left, whichever you guys got orientation going on. Just make sure to click that, hit it with it, and thank you. Leave a little comment down below too if you guys want.
Don't
Takes
cost
2
you nothing to
seconds.
show him some love. You feel me?
Listen to him. Listen to him.
See, I love it. I love it when Tox does it without, like, Tox and Calm really do it without me even saying anything before. I remember before I used to like say it, and then you'd be like, "Oh yeah," but now y'all got it. Yeah, y'all pretty much do it without me, like, giving y'all a signal. So that's real good. But yeah, that's been the song of the day from all of us. Let's get into it, man, because we got a special guest here. We got a lot to talk about, So let's move it. I don't know. We had questions prepared, Lotus, but I don't know. I feel like the conversation really just gonna flow. So like,
Mhm.
I feel like just we kind of just roll with it. So like, I know Canti has stuff prepared, but I don't know, Canti, you want to go first?
I mean, shit. I love his photography, that's for sure. And I'm like, I have a
Mhm.
couple
I
questions I want to
appreciate
ask, man. Like when I'm like, damn, he really took that shit. And I'm like, I gotta ask some questions about this.
Go
Let
ahead,
me
go ahead,
see
man.
now. Hold on. There was a question I did want to say about photography. Let me see. It's on my fucking Google Drive. Oh, actually, here we go. What kind of camera gear do you use for photography and traveling? Like, what is your go-to and shit?
So I can show you. I actually have it beside me right here. The
Oh,
main
no.
camera I use when I take my photos these days is my Nikon D750, and I have
Ooh.
a Tamron 24 to 70 2.8 lens attached. It's like a 24 to 70 before I had one was always like the dream lens to me. It was just like the perfect all-purpose lens, like a 24-70 to it. I was like, if I have that lens, I could take that anywhere and do anything and everything with it, whether it's videography, photography, any sort of style. I mean, it's like the perfect focal range, and you get great depth of field with it. And yeah, the D750 was also like my dream camera. Like when it released, it was all the rage. It was like the hottest like camera body out, and I've always been deeply invested in the Nikon camp. So
Okay,
um,
okay.
I didn't get it until a couple of years after it released because when it dropped, I wasn't really shelling out money like super crazy on camera gear because my focus was on other things at the time. But since I've had it, it's been like my trusty workhorse. And yeah,
That's tight.
this is still the main one. This is the main setup I've been using for the past year now. I mean, I've had this camera for a lot longer than a year, but I've only just recently got this lens. I say recently to me, but this has been like a year or two now.
What type of
Yeah,
like
that is
photography do you like to take pictures of?
So it's kind of always just been freelance. I mean, it really started because of Instagram and me just wanting to take pictures that I thought looked cool. So like I would just
Love
take
that.
self portraits. That was like the main thing I did for the longest while. They're just like pictures of like stuff that I own that I just wanted to share. Cause like I mean, as y'all know, I'm like really big into anime and manga, and
Mhm.
obviously into sneaker collecting. So I would just take pictures of shoes, video games, shoes and video games, just manga covers, stuff like that. Um, and that was just me trying to show, my interest in the things that I was into, or like the things that I collect, like on Instagram and stuff. I think portraiture, for the most part, whether it be self portraiture and just taking pictures of myself or of other people, has kind of always been what I enjoyed the most, or when I thought I took the best pictures.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you, because you do like video stuff too, like you do vlogs and stuff, like when you
Mhm.
travel to like tournaments, do you like photography more or film, like taking videos and like editing it? Or do they really just go hand in hand in your opinion?
I like them both a lot. I think I like photography more, but I think it's also just because I've had so much more experience in it. I think I'm also just a lot more skilled in photography because I think
Mhm.
videography is a lot more difficult.
Mhm.
And it's something that I started doing for fun, and then it became a job because of YouTube and everything. But like, there was a point in time where photography was like my main source of income. Um, but I was not like I outside of YouTube. I don't think I've ever done paid videography work. Like I just always something I was doing like as a hobby or just for fun, or then I started doing YouTube, and it that turned into its own thing. But yeah, I wasn't like taking photography or videography work back then. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean, if like the way you look at it, like they can go hand in hand. They really just like, I
Mhm.
feel like if you excel at photography, you
Yeah,
can get
well,
better at videography. So
something I
Yeah.
learned is that it was becoming more and more of a necessary skill, and it was something that I started to work on. But I noticed that when I was doing a lot more research on the market and just other photographers and like what they deemed was necessary, whether it be in terms of skill or equipment or whatever the case may be, there was more and more requests, particularly in like the wedding like field. People
Mhm.
want, not only do they obviously want amazing wedding photos, but a lot of people really want like video to go along with it, to remember the ceremony by. I was like, oh, clue how to record a wedding. Like, what do you? Yeah, like that's something I dove too deep into until YouTube, and like making videos was something that I've done since I was a kid. Like, we ain't gonna get into no name. I mean, if you find it, you find it. I ain't gonna tell you. You can find videos of me on YouTube as young as like 11, 12 years old.
No.
I will not tell you. 'Cause it's not the
Damn.
Lotus name. So you gonna have a hard time finding it, but it's they out there. But yeah,
The deep archives, you ain't no
The
archives. I was still on the photography topic. Do you have like a favorite photographer like out there? Because we did a photography episode, and we like all the people we had on there kind of had like different answers. Do you have a specific one that you like get inspired by?
I don't know if I have like a number one favorite photographer. I got a couple of shout outs I could give those photographers I'm big fans of, and like photographers slash YouTubers whose content I consumed a lot when I was learning a lot more. I don't watch as much of it as I used to, but there was a point in time where it was just like every day. So first of all, shout out to the homie Brandon, aka Brawlish. I think he's always been a really skilled photographer, and he's always had a very different style from me, because he's a lot more simple, minimal, and but like realistic with his. Because like I know one thing is like he always hated editing his photos. I always love editing my photos, and for me, I was like making things pop a little bit. I'll throw in a little contrast, play with the highlights and the shadows and whatnot. For him, he wants to capture an image and make it look exactly as it did, the way he saw it with his eye. Whereas with me, I have an idea of how something looks like in my head, as opposed to just seeing it like with my, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I was,
I felt
like,
that. I felt
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like, when I see something, there's two ways I see it. I see it normally, but then I also have a second vision of how it shows up in my head, and like that's the image that I want to produce. Yeah, he's really dope. There's also a photographer out of Michigan, I believe out of Lansing. His name's Brian Digital. He's somebody who I found like on Tumblr a while back, and we just yeah. So it was just funny because he had a lot of similar interests in me, and I felt like he was very similar to me in a lot of ways. And he's really into sneakers and fashion and stuff, and like a lot of the same brands, a lot of the same shoes that I was. So, like when I came across this stuff, I was like, yo, this is dope. And he actually was the inspiration behind like some certain shots that I've taken of like sneakers and stuff, like some years back. He's really cool. And then there's like like I mentioned, a few YouTubers. So like Jared Poland, Fro Knows Photo. He's somebody whose content I watched a lot. Serge Ramelli was somebody whose photography that I didn't necessarily loved, but I learned a lot from him with how to use Lightroom, because Lightroom is the software that I use to like retouch all of my photos.
Okay.
And
I was gonna ask that.
yeah. So I use Adobe Lightroom for my retouches, and then I might take it a bit further in Photoshop if need be. But when I was learning how to use those software, he's one of the YouTubers who I was watching a lot. There's one more who I remember I used to watch a lot, but I haven't watched him in a while. I want to say his name is like Adam. I can't remember for sure, but he had a whole series on Lightroom, and I watched like every single one of those videos, and now I can't remember his name.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'll look this up.
It'll hit me randomly like 30, 40 minutes from now.
I get it.
But yeah.
Yeah. I guess my question for you now is: have you tried Lightroom, like the new version of Lightroom that they have, or are you sticking with?
Do I even use right now? I think I still use Classic.
Okay.
Yeah, I just use Lightroom Classic. Like they introduced. I've been using Lightroom since like I don't know, like Lightroom 4 or something. They've gone through multiple versions and stuff, and then like before there was a Classic, and it was just going by the numbers. But when they split off and made like 2 different versions, I was like, I'm just rocking with Classic. I don't know what this whole new layout is I got going on, but I ain't really rock with it. I already spent all this time and energy learning how to use this one. I'm gonna stick with this one. Y'all can have that.
Dude, I keep telling Canti, try Classic.
All right, listen.
Classic
you got to relax, bro. Canti is still on the laptop. Take it easy, bro.
Like, get off, man. But no, I mean the new Lightroom's alright. It's pretty much like simple shit, but Lightroom Classic will always be better than that new one they recently have in Adobe. So I'm just like, I ain't tripping. But I go back and forth, but I still need to practice with Classic.
Yeah, because some of our artist friends, I think some of them use Lightroom, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so it's
It's
like
just
I don't know, they got complaints about it, and I'm like, damn. I
yeah,
feel
there's
like
some
people should
bugs
just
here and
stick to
there,
the
but
old
like
thing.
it gets the job done. It's just more simpler if that makes sense. Like if you want to go crazy with your customization and everything, Lightroom Classic is the wave.
Right. I mean, we got photography out the way. I feel like you've already expressed enough, and I feel like people understand. Be like, yeah, I know what he's saying. People are like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. But I feel like we should move on to music because you're a humongous music guy. Like
Yes.
like in streams, like even back in the day, like I don't know, damn, like
Man, I felt like my streams were so much better before we all got scared of DMCA.
Honestly,
That's
real.
100% facts. You had the
Bro.
liberty to just play and jam out to what you wanted to.
Like when we was all just relishing in that gray area, I was bumping all type of stuff on stream. You never know what Lotus was going to put. Like you might pull up my stream one day and I'm playing Pop Smoke or Lil Uzi, the next day you might come through and it's like, this nigga listen to Paramore? Like what?
But that's what I'm saying, right?
What
Like,
does Lotus
like,
know about Mayday Parade? Well, why you know this song word for word? You're not just talking about people not to be away. Like that's not the same. But yeah,
because it's like back then, like I don't know, like even before like COVID and stuff like that, it's like pulling up to a Lotus stream is like you get all this music taste, and like I kind of felt that, and like there was a time when you were watching, I forgot what it was probably Dragon Ball Fighters World Tour or something like that, and like you were bumping Aries, and before I knew one song of Aries, I heard it before. But you were the one that really put me on Aries, and nowadays he's like one of my favorite underground artists.
Shout out Aries. He's like really popped off. I found out about him because of his YouTube channel. Because like he still uploads on there, but he used to just be like a YouTuber. And, like he always made his own music. But I found him because he used to make those videos where it's like remaking Childish Gambino Redbone, but it's a lo-fi song. It's something like that, right? Or like I remade this beat, or I made this song and it has this.
He remade one song on an iPhone, like a Lil Uzi Verse song on an iPhone.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, well, like, I think that's a video I saw, or it may have been a song, but like, and then I heard you play him. You played what? Probably I don't know if it was Carousel or Fool's Gold, and you were bumping it, and I was like, yo, this dude is nice.
His music is crazy good, and he's like one of those guys who can like write, produce, mix, master, and like do it all himself. Like create a song from scratch and then record it, write it, mix it, like all one man show, and he's really good at what he does. Big shout out.
Yeah, he's a genius. And every time like he posts a tweet or an Insta story, I'm thinking like it's a new snippet of music. I'm like, yo, give me more.
Even bigger.
I get excited every time I go on there and see it.
Even bigger shout out to Aries because his music is like DMCA free. You're allowed to use it in your YouTube videos and your Twitch channels and whatnot. And also, I use one of his songs in my Evo vlog.
Yeah,
it was the Evo or the Combo Brick. I think it was the Evo vlog, and it did accidentally get auto cleaned by a bot. And I reached out and they got it taken off immediately. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Like it was when his album came out, we were talking. Like even Tox when he was like, "Damn, can I play this on stream?" Because
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, because like before he said that he wasn't too sure if the album was able to be DMCA free, and I think later on he was like, "Yeah, you could use these songs," and like you're chilling. So I'm like, it's good that someone like him goes an extra mile for that because like not a lot of artists would do that, right? So yeah, but like in the music space, like do you think music inspires not necessarily your fashion, but fashion in general? Because I know for me,
absolutely.
Right?
I mean, and I think it goes far beyond fashion. I would say music has been my biggest inspiration for everything that I do in life. My photography, my fashion sense, a lot of stuff. In fact, I think like a lost art or like an underappreciated art, because like they're still around, but it's not the same as it was back in like 2000s or the 90s or whatever. It's music videos. For me, music videos give me a lot of inspiration for a lot of what I do, photography wise or fashion wise. And I think people are obviously heavily influenced by artists and music, and it goes hand in hand where rappers are. I mean, it could be any sort of musician, but I default to rappers. But they're influenced by others, and then people are in turn influenced by them. But yeah, I think it goes without saying that musicians have some of the biggest influence on fashion for sure.
Yeah, because like I don't know, me back then, like listening to like rock music literally like inspired me to wear like I don't know, to be more like a skater boy. Like I was skating back in the day. I wasn't doing tricks or nothing, but like I was like rocking Vans. I was rocking like distressed jeans. I was like rocking hoodies all the time.
I had a pair of Vans on.
Oh yeah.
Go, you know, keep
Yes,
the old
sir.
schools on.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
nice
okay,
ass
okay.
color.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite silhouette, the old schools. Like I like high tops, don't get me wrong, but old schools are like that's my shit. And then like I have one pair of slip-ons just because like I don't know, I wanted to try them out and they feel good. So I'm like, fuck it. But I really like and then nowadays like I'm like more leaning towards like free flowing my style, like just wearing what's comfortable, but also like wearing what's something that looks like I'm using more colors in my wardrobe. I guess you want to say like I'm using more
Gotcha,
beiges,
gotcha.
tans, orange, thing like that. Like shit I never used to wear. Back then, it used to be like red and black and white.
You know,
That was
I
it.
was going to co-sign you saying I've been incorporating a lot more color into my wardrobe, but I'm staying here in all black and white. So I guess
Nah, the black and white wardrobe works for everything.
It
I'm
works.
Nah,
not the
it,
same
it
way.
does,
Yes,
and like
it
I
does.
still
It
do
so
own
does.
and wear a lot of black clothing, but like
Yeah.
I'm not demonstrating it very well at the moment. But there's way more color in my wardrobe now than there was like back when I was in high school because I
Feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
they used to think I
Yeah.
was goth or emo because of the black that I wore. I'm like, oh,
It
black
just
is
fits
simple.
with
Like
everything.
it's
You
just
gotta.
yeah, it just
just
works. It's
works.
just simple and clean.
You got
Like I
one
can
colored item.
like
Throw
you'll
a little
never go
black piece
wrong
in
with an
there. it
all
works.
black outfit. Like
Yeah. Like when I look for shoes nowadays, I'm like looking like, does the color pop? Or
Yeah.
is this a color shoe I've never worn before? You know what I mean? Like,
right,
or if
right.
it's something like I've worn before, but like it's a little touching up. Like the new
Yeah.
Jordans are dropping this either tomorrow, right? The Lost and Founds, right?
Lost and
The Jordan
found
ones.
tomorrow morning. Yes,
I'ma
sir.
try to
Make sure
get
y'all
it.
up bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Praying. I'm
Good
praying
luck,
for
y'all.
everybody. Praying. I was because I was talking to Uni and I was like, I was telling her, I was like, yo, I'm hoping to get these.
That's a
And
must
she's like,
cop for me.
she was like, I'm automatically can't take it. I'm like, yo, I'm praying for you and Lotus, son, because that shit. I know that job is gonna be crazy.
It's
Yeah.
a must cop no matter what. I mean, y'all know
don't even
me
know what
already,
these
so y'all
people-
know like I have a big collection of sneakers, and by
Yeah.
far what I own the most of is Jordan ones, and I don't own a pair of Chicago's right now, funnily enough. So
Yeah,
Lost and Founds are a must
Mhm.
cop.
so
Yeah.
shit like that. Like it's
Oh
so
my
different
god.
from other Jordan
Oh, let me
ones,
see
right?
this shit.
Nah, the
It's
Jordan
still
ones
different.
are
So I fuck and like the
insane.
packaging is nice. Like Jordan one's my favorite silhouette, and then like fours are probably my second favorite.
Feel
But yeah,
that,
I like
feel that.
fashion. Really like is like music too. Like I feel like more rock stars are wearing like Jordans and shit. Like or even like other shit. Like they're really like being influenced by everything. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Music
Well, it goes
really
back
does
to
help
like
me out.
it goes back to the point that Lotus made with like the music videos and stuff was like a big push and sale for a lot of like fashion sense and stuff that you see on there. Like for
Yeah.
instance, if I go back to Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls when they did the song for the video "Mo Money Mo Problems," like look at the ridiculous ass outfits they were wearing. They were wearing
Mhm.
like full ass like jumpsuits that were like chromed
Mhm.
out. You know what I mean? But people were still like gawking over him. People were like, "Nah, I look at this video. It's tight. It's cool. I would wear that." There's nobody today that would ever say that ever. But because that video came out and they made it look good, the song was bumping. It changed people's views on it. So yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
like
know
you
like
said, like
another one
music
that
and
comes
that
to
shit.
mind. Like if you want to think of like a prolific artist, as well as somebody who's very prolific in the fashion world, first person that comes to mind for me is A$AP Rocky, and I think he's like a
Yeah.
very prominent
That's
figure of
facts.
like
Mhm.
influencing
Oof,
people
big
both
time.
musically and fashion wise. And you can go back to like I guess it's been like 10 years at this point, but you know, like old videos of like like him and the A$AP mob just rocking like Black Scale and Jeremy Scott Adidas and stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
made all that stuff hot. Like that was like anything that A$AP was rocking, like those was the trends back then, and then he's always talking about Raf Simons, Rick Owens, Dior, and he's like, I mean, obviously those brands and those designers don't need A$AP Rocky's help. He definitely,
But it do
True.
help.
def-
Though it help.
but those guys definitely put those brands on for a lot of people who wouldn't have known about them otherwise, because it's a lot of regular people, just like middle class people who don't know about those brands because that's just not
Yeah.
your average person doesn't spend that type of money. But when you see your favorite rapper and you're like, yo, I love the way A$AP Rocky dress. Yo, what's Christian Dior? What's Rick Owens? And you start looking at stuff. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get me some Ricks. I'm gonna get me a pair of
Yeah.
Dunks. I
Yeah.
want me some Raf Simons
Yeah.
pants. Yeah,
Nah, to
but,
this day, Rocky
yeah.
still states he's like, I was rocking ripped jeans before ripped jeans was even a thing. Like, what you mean? I put niggas on this. I put people on
Nah,
this.
but
What
it's
you
real.
mean?
It's funny too because like I got a lot of respect for A$AP now. I'm actually a pretty big fan of his style and his music. But when he first came out, I didn't really think he was all that. I don't know if I was hating or what, but I was like, man, y'all sweating this dude way too tough. Rocky is him, bro. A$AP Rocky is him.
Yeah. It's like that's the kind of other thing too. Like back then, like you don't really think of like like back then we didn't really like think of overhypeness. Nowadays people overuse the word overhyped. I feel like that's kind of a thing people got to stop doing.
Yeah, like
Like, back then,
overrated and underrated are both terms
Yeah.
that are so used.
misused too. Like people would say something's underrated without knowing. Like that's not really like they would use it in such a weird context. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Right.
Yeah, they don't use overrated in the sense
Me
that it's
personally,
supposed
I
to,
think
like it's supposed to be used in. You know what I mean? Like what is
Yeah.
rated about it? Like have you been rated? No. Like how is it overrated then? That's not doesn't make any damn
personally,
sense.
Skittles are underrated. Like Skittles is one of the most popular candies. What the fuck are
Bro,
you talking
people
about?
love calling something mainstream underrated.
For
It's
no
like, bro,
reason.
Absolutely.
it's not under
Or mid. Mid is the biggest one I ever hear about.
Mid-
It's like everyone
mid as
calls
well.
it mid, and it's like okay, well
It
if it's
is
mid,
so
then it's
annoying.
not bad and it's not good. So it's
That's another thing too.
it's
Using mid
okay.
as an insult when that just means middle, like so it's
Yeah.
average. But people will use
Right.
it with a negative connotation. I'm like, well, if it's mid, then why is that an issue? Like it should.
Yeah.
It's something decent there, right? It's straight. It's solid.
It's okay.
Tox-
What's the problem?
Tox-
Tots?
Oh damn!
Hey,
Y'all
hey,
put the
hey, bro,
Spider-Verse?
bro,
Holy
yeah, I'm going-
shit!
I'm going over there, hold on.
Hold the fuck!
Yo, Canada got him.
Tox.
Canada
Bro,
got
got
him.
an acid trip real
Dude.
quick.
This shit don't come out until next year. What you doing, dude?
What the fuck?
Oh
Oh,
no.
Oh,
It's getting
man.
hot. The cab's getting hot.
Oh,
It's gonna look like
I
it's-
see it.
Oh,
It's
there we go.
PNG
Okay.
Tox
This
now.
should work now.
How high you got the heat, bruh? I know you in
Yeah,
Canada, but
right.
damn.
Jesus.
He said
Listen, it's
outside,
cold as
bro.
hell. I got the heat bumping, okay? It's cold.
Nah, sure, I got my heat on right now, but I'm keeping the snuggly bugly 72 in here. I don't know how high you got yours.
That's
though.
not bad.
No,
That's where I'm
my
at.
it's definitely not that high, but it's still going.
Oh man, Jesus Tox. Now I got lost track of what's up.
Bro, that shit kind of broke my ankles. I got scared. I'm like, damn, he's gone. He went to the
Oh,
Matrix.
no.
I mean,
I'm
we're
trying
on
to
the
hack into
topic
the
of
mainframe.
we're like talking about mid, right? So I feel like I don't know, like mid is really something like it's a problem word for like, especially like I mean we could talk about anime now. Like mid in the anime like world is like so misused. Like holy
We-
shit.
You know what I
It's
think
so
a big thing
annoying.
is? I feel like there's a handful of words, and the list just keeps getting longer, where a lot of people who've never had a very large vocabulary or much of a platform to have an opinion, right? They
Yeah.
hear somebody say something and they take it and run with it until they drive it into the ground, and stuff just gets overused so much. Like the word cringe, bro. I'm so tired of hearing the word cringe. And the
Same.
thing about stuff like that is that motherfuckers always want to use the word cringe, be the cringiest motherfuckers I ever met in my life.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you understand
True.
this word was invented for people like you, right? Like, you don't shut the fuck. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
They just don't know. They don't.
That's a big problem because like there will be times where I say an anime or something like I'm notorious for saying like oh Black Clover is mid. Because I've never said Black Clover was bad. The anime, the openings
Oh,
go
see, you
crazy.
being generous. I don't even think Black Clover is mid, but
Look, I gave it a good shot. I read like
so
a
did I.
decent amount of chapters, and
I
I'm
read
like,
I read like 100-something chapters. I wish I could get all of that time back.
Now y'all
And
making
then,
me
like-
not want to try, bro. Come on.
look, like I saw the first 5 episodes of the anime. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, it's not the worst I've seen.
Yeah, they
But
need to
man,
go ahead
this
and
is
give them
not
anime
good.
openings to a different series that deserves it more. I'm not gonna
Please,
lie.
God, bro, please. Like they put so much work
Okay.
into the openings, and I'm like, where's that reflected in the anime? Like, please, anybody? But I don't know. That's just me. And then like I call something like Boruto mid. Like I had like I was saying like
Weird.
we were on Lotus's stream, and I was like saying I'm like Boruto's not bad, but
I
like
think
No.
Boruto
I
is
think
actually
Boruto
legitimately
is-
mid. I so funny story. I just caught up to Boruto yesterday.
Mhm.
2 days ago I started reading the manga
shit.
back from chapter 1 because I hadn't read it in a couple of years.
Mhm.
We got like 70-something chapters out, so I read it from chapter 1 up to 74, which I think is the latest chapter. I think the next chapter comes out like tomorrow. But I'm up to date now. I'm like, it's some mid, but I like Naruto, so I'm gonna keep reading. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up watching and following the story of Naruto and that world and those characters, so it's like it's always got a special place in my heart. So like this ain't really nothing too special, but it's got Naruto characters, so I'm gonna keep reading. It's cool, but I ain't gonna sit here and try to convince somebody, yo, this is gas. Like you need to catch
Mhm.
up. But I've
I
read worse
definitely gotta
things,
agree
like
with that
Black
because
Clover.
I've been recently trying to catch up with Boruto, watching it anyways, and it's not. It like when I'm watching it, it's not pushing me to necessarily continue watching it, like getting me hyped to watch the next episode to know what happens, blah blah blah. And it's not
Mhm.
necessarily pushing me away from stopping watching it. Like I'm still intrigued enough to continue watching it because I'm enjoying it. it is what it is. But there's just that one compelling factor to push me over the edge that really wants me to get going and wanting to see like the complete end of it. Like it's just not there. It's just enough to keep me intrigued. That's kind of just the stale point that I'm at right now with it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
See,
There's a lot of interesting stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
it has ideas that I think could have gone far and like made Boruto good, but like I don't know. I feel like they drop the ball a lot of the times, and I'm just like, man, that sucks.
Look, we could sit here and talk for 2-3 podcasts worth of all the things that they did wrong or what they could be doing better in Boruto. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spit. We probably said it hard too much. Like it ain't really, you know, Boruto is Boruto. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I know, Canti, you had a specific anime question for Lotus.
All right, yeah, because they haven't talked about it in a minute. They just showed one trailer for 10 seconds, and they say it's coming out next year. Fully Cooley. How you feeling? How we feeling? I'm actually curious, but I'm scared.
For me, right, when they dropped the bombshell on us that we were getting progressive and alternative, I lost my mind. But I was also like more scared than I've ever been in my entire life. So I'm like, y'all can't just redo Fully Cooley. Like that was like lightning in a bottle. Like I don't know if y'all can replicate that. But to their credit, I mean, a lot of people have very strong opinions on progressive and alternative. I really like them. I think I got the Blu-ray.
I was gonna buy the vinyl, but
I got it right here. So I mean, I really enjoyed it. And for me, I think you know, it's not as good as the original, but there was no way it was ever going to be, and I never expected it to be. But for them to have done it as well as they did, and for us to get more incredible music from the Pillows, I mean, like I'm here for that, and that's. For me, probably the most exciting part about another series is like, okay, so we're gonna get more music from the Pillows because that's
please.
Like that's the soundtrack for Fully Cooley is like one of the greatest things about it, and I'm here all day for another one. Like I don't want it to be a thing where like they think they can just keep going back and making more and more Fully Cooley, because for me that's like one of those things where it's like sacred. Like y'all can't just keep milking this the way y'all do with like a Naruto or like a Bleach or a One Piece, or you know what I'm saying, one of the more super mainstream, and like not that Fully Cooley is like this super like underrated, like no one really knows about. I mean, it's got a cult following, but it's not like it's not that known. But you can't just treat it like one of your big cash cows and think you can just keep going back to this fountain, because that well is going to dry up.
Exactly. It's just one of that them special animes, kind of like you can't really like leave it alone, right? Like let it age.
Yeah. Well, because what I don't need them to do is do like they did Code Geass, where Code Geass was like one of the greatest anime I've ever seen in my entire life, and had probably the best ending in all of anime history. And then they was like, but what if we go back and make some movies and stuff, and kind of like ruined all of that.
I didn't watch the movie. I heard that shit was like
I didn't.
I couldn't watch the movie.
Y'all know Afro Century, right?
Yeah.
So that's my best friend, and he's just as big a Code Geass fan as I am. And he saw it. He was not happy, and I was like, I bet, yo, I'm cool about that. I'm allow Code Geass to live on in my mind as I originally saw it and as it originally ended, and we just gonna leave it at that. And I'm just gonna leave that untouched and untainted.
He was like, "Thank you, Afro, for the LEU." I thank God for the heads up, because I wasn't gonna watch it.
So I didn't have.
Thank you for doing what I couldn't do.
Brave. That's what he is.
Yeah, because the whole Fully Cooley thing, like it's such an interesting thing of what they're gonna what's gonna happen. I feel like I don't know, like I'm not really I'm worried, because I'm like I don't want it to come out and be like it's a bust, right? Like it's really it's something that they hyped up. Like even with just one trailer, it's hyped up beyond belief, right? But like, I don't want it to come out and it's just like we have such high expectations because we want it to be great, right? Just like original Fully Cooley.
I think for me is that I'm going into it the same way with progressive alternative, where like there's no way it could ever be as good as the original season. But if it can live up to that standard, or like that precedent set by alternative and progressive, then like I'm fine. If it's a little bit below that bar, that's still cool. As long as it's not trash when it drops, I'll be straight. But if y'all really come through and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna make a new Fully Cooley, and it's whack, I'm gonna be so heated.
Yeah, because that's how I feel with the animation too. I mean, I'm down for new shit like that, but I don't know.
So another thing too is that like I'm cool with the idea of experimentation and doing something different, because that's what Fully Cooley was in the first place. It was like them experimenting and just doing like you have like like a typical anime style. Like they have an episode where they're doing like South Park style stuff, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
on
Mhm.
they have,
episode 5.
and then
Yeah.
and then there's parts where they're just like they're doing manga panels, and it's like, you know, Fully Cooley's all over the place, with this experimentation and like different animation styles and stuff. So that's fine, but just 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 don't be a blatant cash grab, and just don't be ass.
Yeah. That's the biggest wish for it. Yeah. Now I was gonna ask because another anime that kind of got like a treatment of it had an old anime and it came back with newer stuff. Shaman King on Netflix.
Yeah.
How do you feel
I was-
about
yeah.
Netflix anime? Because like I like it, but I think there's a majority of people and like a good consensus, like it's something's missing, but they don't know what. Like people are like saying like it's great.
I'm gonna
But-
let y'all in on a little secret, and this may come as a surprise to y'all and everybody listening, but I never finished the Shaman King remake on
Oh.
Netflix.
Oh,
My fault.
I-
My fault.
No.
Okay.
No, I did watch a lot of it.
Mhm.
And I came to realize that this is not what I hoped it would be.
Mhm.
And for me,
Mm.
honestly, I think the biggest issue is like the pacing of everything. I just feel like it feels very rushed and inconsistent in what it's trying to do. And it's got its pros and cons. It's I guess it's like with anything where there's an old version and a new version, where some things it does better and some things it does worse, and then some things it includes and some things that they're forgotten.
Mhm.
I feel like I just have everything on deck at the moment. I don't know why everything's within arm's reach of me right now.
It's like a magic portal.
Yeah, I just-
Everything just
I,
fits
ha-
right
I
now.
have the original on Blu-ray, and
he just
I-
got
I-
it out of his hand.
Yeah, I just I just have a black hole with everything I need right now.
Bro, what's in the box? Like,
Um,
that's it.
Yeah, no, I have the original here on Blu-ray, and
Okay.
I think I still prefer the original, to be honest. The thing
Mhm.
about it is that, like, obviously the ending for this one isn't great. I mean, it's different from the manga, which I don't like.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible. But whether it be the sentimental value or the nostalgia, or just the fact that I just weigh those pros more than the cons, I do think the original version is honestly still better. It's a shame though, because I really wanted to see that. I mean, I'm named Asakura for a reason. Like, I really wanted to see that, like,
Mm.
Mhm.
be incredible. And it's not bad. It's not bad by any means, but it's just okay.
I feel
Was
you, I feel
it,
you.
it was it wasn't as great as I hoped it would be.
Now, because they're now doing a sequel series of them older. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
like, I don't know if you're
Shaman King Flowers is supposed to be getting animated. Now that one's not within arm's reach. I have that manga, but it's back. It's on my
Yes.
shelf back there. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that because it's never been animated before. Like, I read that,
Yeah.
you know, years ago. I have the Japanese volumes. I don't read Japanese, but I bought it just cause. But I actually haven't like gone back and reread that since I was a teenager. So I'm looking forward to it because it'll be fun for me to like, and I think I can enjoy that a lot more than the series of like them redoing the original Shaman King, because
Because this is
I-
different.
I know that story from start to finish, and I've gone back and reread that multiple times. So like I know how it's supposed to go, and like if they skip something, like I'll be like, hey, what about, or if they do something out of order, I'm like, wait, that's not supposed to happen yet, or this doesn't happen until later.
Mhm.
But with Flowers, is like, since I've only read through it once, I think maybe twice ever. So it'll be almost like experiencing it for the first time. Not quite, because like as I watch, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember this and that. But it'll be a more enjoyable experience, I think, than a Shaman King remake, because it is being animated for the first time, and my recollection of it isn't nearly as strong as the original series.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Now, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know, you guys, because we were like, you mentioned anime changing the ending. Now I feel like all of us here and everybody watching, we're like, we've seen Soul Eater, right? And now the
Oh,
anime
man.
ending
We
and the
doing this.
manga ending are like night and day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold that anime, and it was kind of garbled. But Soul Eater is still a great series, so I'm gonna let it rock. But that needs the Brotherhood treatment one of these days.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Because
like that, like I would like in the future, I would hope
I'm gonna let you
for.
know the secret.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I own all of Soul. I own the entire Soul Eater manga to this day. I still haven't finished reading it.
Bro.
But I
Listen,
come to
it's
realize
not-
that I was
bro.
like, okay, I understand why the anime ends the way that it does, because it's one of those series where like they started making that anime and the manga was still going. So like, hey, we gonna wrap this up. I don't know how y'all was planning on ending it, but we gonna do our own thing over here.
Y'all be
And then-
easy.
Yeah, and then the manga was like, well, we had like way better at.
We had a few more things, man. Come on.
Y'all got it. It's cool. I'm gonna just write this good ending though over here.
Yeah. And like, I love that that mangaka. I love all their work. Like, I love Fire Force too. Fire
Yeah,
Force.
Kubo, Fire
really-
Force.
yeah.
Fire Force is an interesting one to me because I remember getting into that manga, as it was relatively new.
Yeah, me
And
too.
then being super excited when the anime got announced. That was one of those years where I was like, yo, this is gonna be gas. Everybody gonna be all over this. Like, y'all gonna love it. Da 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 da. Fire Force comes out. I'm like, this is sick. It actually like lived up to all my expectations. It was animated
Same, yeah.
beautifully. It was
Yep,
super hype.
same.
The opening, the theme song was fire. No pun intended. I did not. I think that shows something better than fire. Come on, bro. Anyway,
Moving on.
It'd be like that.
regardless,
It fits well.
the theme song goes crazy, right? And I'm like, yo, everyone's gonna love this. And then out of nowhere, for the first time in my entire life, everybody started complaining about titties in anime. And I was like,
Right.
whoa, I thought
Like,
I
what?
like anime titties. What happened?
I remember those Lotus tweets, bro, about saying y'all scared of anime titties. Yo, those
Right.
are crazy.
All of a sudden, people grew up. They're like, I don't want to play with it no more. I don't want these dudes no more.
And to make it worse, it's like, ain't One Piece throwing big ass Nami
Right.
titties in your face every day?
That's
Did
what I'm
you see
saying.
that?
So y'all calling out One Piece for that? I don't see, or every other series in Shonen Jump. Like, I don't.
You can name as many fingers you got in your hands. How many animes have worse than
Well, it
Fire
was
Force
weird,
doing
too,
that? Like,
because
come
it was
on.
like,
Their argument is like, oh, but it happens at all the wrong moments and this and this. I'm like, bro, there's like one moment ever in Fire Force where they inserted some fan service. And I was like, okay, maybe now wasn't a good time for that.
Right.
But other than that, it's like
Mhm.
it's a gag, like they do in every other shonen.
like it's not
series.
even
I
that
don't know.
much. It's not that much in the manga either. Like, it's
No.
weird that because
I don't
obviously
think so either. I don't
it's
think
like
it's an egregious amount at
rare.
all.
I think why in the anime it happens a lot more is because it's anime and like
Yeah.
Japan is like
But
weird.
even
like,
in the anime, I don't think it's an excessive amount. Like
Me
there's just so many series. There's just so many series that are popular that have so much more, and no one complains about it. I'm just like, why Fire Force specific? What y'all say fuck me for?
Right.
It's such a small part of the anime too. Like if you just forget about that ever happening, it never happened. Like
Right.
it's
Bro,
so
yeah.
small
Bro,
that you could
it's so
easily
weird.
just
Niggas really
put it
watched
away.
Shinra versus you know who near the end of season
You know
one, and it was like,
who.
oh, but anime. Like, do you see this fight?
Yeah,
Sick.
exactly.
Nah,
see Benny Moore fight, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, look at him, bro. Like,
watch him be great. Nah,
People be mad about the weirdest shit, dog, on Twitter.
People watch High School of the Dead
It's funny
up
too.
and down.
The
Watch High
people
School of the Dead.
who are disagreeing and going off about anime tees, those are those horny motherfucking freaks that be on there too. They know what they look because why? Because they see a whole ass gas fight scene going on, but as soon as they see titties, they instantly narrow in on it. So
No,
you
but
just
it'd be like-
exposing yourself.
Every series that I see get hyped up or talk about has a ton of fan service in it. So I'm just like, why did
Exactly.
Fire Force specifically get called out for? I don't.
I'm saying, like,
Oh man.
even the dudes with
And,
like the Naruto PFP, I'm like, you wasn't mad that Granny Tsunade was throwing titties around, like, but now it's Fire Force is an issue. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's weird, bro. It's
That's
weird,
fucking weird.
dog.
Are people hating the new character right now with Chainsaw Man? That one character?
Oh,
The
Kobe.
new,
Yeah.
Kobane.
Yeah, they're like,
No.
yo, yeah, people are like,
Oh.
yo, she's so annoying and shit. I'm like, bro, that's
I
okay.
mean, she's like that in the manga. She just makes
Exactly, that's the problem. And I'm just
whatever.
like,
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole
different
nother issue.
conversation.
Bro. But that, like, even like anime fans shouldn't have anime because man, y'all niggas are annoying, bro. Like, damn, bro.
Man, that's a
Fuck.
big retweet.
No.
Mhm.
Shit, man.
they just,
yeah,
it's
I don't know.
literally anything.
Oh yeah, because Colin put me on to the
Oh,
apprentice of the apprentice of
yes.
the mangaka who made Soul Eater and Fire Force. Their apprentice is making a new manga right now. It's been out
Yeah.
for a minute. I don't know if you know about it, Lotus. I don't know because it's like supposed to be
gas
like
as hell.
What's it called?
It's called Gachi Akuda. I'm gonna type it in the fucking
Gotcha, cool.
call because it's
Nah, I'm actually not familiar with this.
so the mangaka of Fire Force and Soul Eater was had his apprentice, and he was like, "You've been helping me out the entire way through. You take the next one. I'm gonna retire from manga." And basically, he's writing the next line in the like Fire Force Soul Eater universe stories.
Okay, yeah, I just looked it up, and this art style is very
Yes,
much
sir.
Wait,
so-
Okubo inspired. It's like, okay, yeah, I can tell you worked under the artist for Soul Eater and Fire Force.
Well,
you know
yeah.
what that reminds me of? Like
Mm,
man, it's a name I won't say, but I don't even like talking about him no more because you know it turned out he had to get locked up for possession
Oh.
of things that shall not be named.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. That's
Rurouni
one of my
Kenshin,
favorites.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite animes.
Yeah,
God
so-
damn it.
But Rurouni Kenshin, you know, Nobuhiro Watsuki, Echiro Oda worked under him as an apprentice at one point, which is the manga of One Piece, and another one is Hiroyuki Takei, who's the mangaka for Shaman King. And there's certain chapters, like certain characters, and like there's one character in specific who I'm like, I can see this is where either Takei drew this or this is the aesthetic he took for his style when he started drawing this stuff. It's like a very clear influence and like very clear, like I don't want to say like copying or like replication, but you can see it for sure. I don't know where Oda strayed off on his path, and what he does is nothing at all like Hiroyuki Takei or Nobuhiro Watsuki at all.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed to have worked out for him because he's far more successful than both of them, and he's been staying out of trouble. So you know what, good for Oda.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but yeah,
No, but the mangaka for Gachiakuda, Kei Rana, he actually started off as a graffiti artist. And
that's dope.
the mangaka for Soul Eater was like, yo, come work with me. And they just hit it off. And honestly, I think the new manga he's doing, Gachiakuda, I think it's better than how Fire Force started, in my opinion.
I think Fire Force starts off pretty good, so that's saying something.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that's a lot of there's a lot to live up to because like both Soul Eater and Fire Force are really good. So
Nah, this art is
already sold on it.
crazy.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Like I said, I just googled it. It's looking pretty dope to me. I'm gonna have to pee. I see it. This look like a little bit of My Hero influence on it too with this panel in particular. This
A little
Mhm.
told
bit.
me this was Deku,
yeah,
but
like I started reading like a few chapters. I'm like, yeah, this is like had the same feeling of falling in love with like Soul Eater and Fire Force. Like I'm loving it so far, but I can't wait to watch. But yeah,
Mhm.
shout out
Is this
to
on the Shonen app? Can I read that?
I'm
hold up. I just seen an article right here on Anime News Network. Gachiakuda manga creator Kei Rana reveals overseas version in production.
Oh yeah,
Let's go.
he's-
There we go.
So,
He's-
I
so it's
assume
coming.
that means
There's
it's
no
getting published,
announcement for
getting
the
Use
published
this,
in English by
Canti.
Kodansha relatively soon.
Mhm.
use this game.
There's no announcement for American
Thank you.
productions though, like US productions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on.
Nah, that shit looks really good. Holy shit. I like this art a lot.
Yeah, that's great.
What's all right, Japan, y'all got it, bro.
Right.
Publishers be having a trademark for series just to do nothing with it. I understand. It's cool.
And like the thing, so what's happening with
Matter of
the
fact, Kodansha, y'all could go ahead and put out an English version of Shaman King Flowers right now if y'all wanted to. If I don't know what y'all will. Viz, y'all never did. Y'all got the rights to Future Diary just to never do anything with it.
Oh my
God. I guess you put it out digitally, but like, they just scared money.
The
To
whole
pop.
studio, the whole studio got chills down their back and they're mod checking like, huh?
Yup.
Who's trying to put me on?
I'm just thinking about like all the stuff like when Tokyo Pop went down and Viz was like, we'll take that and we'll take that, and I specifically remember them like picking up Future Diary because Tokyo Pop put out like 9 of the 11 volumes of Future Diary, and I was like, oh, Viz will put out the last 2, or they'll just reprint those series, and they just never did that.
Like,
you know what's crazy about the Fire Force manga too is all of the manga that was written in English, they're redoing it to put it out officially.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I already have some of the volumes. Where the fuck they gotta
like-
re-release shit?
that's what I've heard.
weird.
They're just doing it officially.
That's some bullshit. If I were to say so myself, I guess.
Man, I gotta start reading manga again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's weird.
I got one question if y'all don't have anything for right now.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go
Talk.
for it,
Yeah.
Tux.
A little outside the box here, nothing to do with anime or music or anything like that. Just kind of a whimsy little question. If there were, if flights didn't, have no cost, no nothing, you could go anywhere in the world you want. 3 places that you would want to go visit, not places you've been to already. Just 3 places that you would want to actually go visit, because I know you're big into photography and music and all the culture and stuff like that. So 3 places you want to go to visit if you had no limitations.
Off rip, the obvious answer has got to be Japan is number 1.
Mhm.
I am planning to go there in the near future, but Going to Japan's always been a lifelong dream, so that's got to be top of the list.
Mhm.
And I think after that, I want to go to London. I've always wanted to visit the UK, and I don't know. I don't really know what it is about it that appeals to me so much, but something about the architecture, maybe, or I don't know, something like the fashion there. It's just always seemed like a place I really want to go to. But for the third
Yeah.
one, I don't know. It'd have to be something like more abstract than that. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'll just be scrolling like social media, like Instagram or Twitter or something. You'll see posts of like this like hidden hot spring or this
Mhm.
this
Yo.
like was
Yeah.
this whirlpool or you know what I'm saying? Like there's this one video that comes to mind. I don't even remember where it is or what it was, but it was like somebody like wakeboarding or something. Like or I don't know if that's what it is, but they were like on a surfboard, but like they had like they were holding on to like the back of a jet ski, and
Yeah.
it was like they were gliding and sliding across this. I don't even know how you describe it, but it was like this water, this body of water that had like land on both sides, but it was
Yeah.
like patches of grass throughout it, but it was like it almost looked like moss, and it was
Oh.
like just like an endless like body of water
Like
as
a
far as you could see,
lagoon?
but it was like I don't even know how you would describe it. I'd have to find the video, but it was
No.
crazy, and I see stuff like that. It's
Mm.
like I want to go to that like one of those like hidden or like super luxurious places where it's like this isn't
Like
just something normal.
it's a
that
hotel, but you're in the ocean type beat.
something random like that, yeah. Because like that's the type like you see stuff that I guess that you just only know about if like you're the 1%, I guess, just because regular people
Yeah,
we
pretty
just
much.
find like
Yeah.
Right.
you know what I'm saying. But something like that.
A hotel underwater that like you'll never find on like any hotel sites. Be like, you gotta
Yeah,
just know it to know it.
or like
Yeah.
I've seen other stuff. Like another one that comes to mind is like I remember I saw this video of somebody who was like in a swimming pool like on the side of a mountain or something. I'm like,
Yo.
like rich folks just be y'all just got all types of secret
y'all,
shit, huh?
y'all
Like,
different.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Where that
It was
at?
it was like a big ass swimming pool with like a clear wall on it, and it was
Yeah.
like on the side of a mountain. So you're like super high up in the air, but in a swimming pool. And I was just like, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit look raw. Right?
Nah, I see those all the time. Funny enough, they're actually in they're in places around the world that you wouldn't expect them to be in. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, like middle of, just
Oh,
nowhere.
yeah, in the
No,
middle of
there are
Ohio,
areas
there's
that
like the
everyone
secret
knows of.
volcano. Yeah.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy.
Say something calm because he
Don't
did, he did
spawn
mention your
new
location.
chaos in my state. I fucking
Listen,
hate
bro,
this place,
It's
bro.
not your fault you live in Ohio, but it is also your fault you live in Ohio. So, you know
Hey,
what I
You
mean?
live
it
in
happens.
Ohio.
It's unfortunate.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
calm
that.
down. Everybody gotta say I'm sorry, bro. That's crazy.
I'm trying to get out,
It never
man.
fucking fails, dog. They always say I'm sorry. They're like, damn, good luck.
Right.
Oh,
They're like, yeah, I'm
man.
from Ohio. Oh. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
my
like-
fault.
Like,
there was I had a question of like streaming because like you stream like a lot, but like you obviously I've always said to people like yo Lotus streams at like weird hours, like
Yeah.
he would like stream
Well, it's because
early in
I
the
do stuff
morning.
like this where I've been awake since 8:30 last night because that's when I woke up, and after this podcast I'm probably gonna fall asleep, so then I'll wake up and stream at like
Jesus.
11 or
Damn.
12. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah,
have no rhyme or
yeah.
reason to my schedule. That's why I be streaming.
There's a
at 3 in
method
the
to the
morning.
madness.
I
It's
mean,
alright.
you don't
Yeah.
got to right now, for real.
Like, people pull up regardless. So I mean, like, if it works, it works. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, fuck it, man. But like, again, my question was: obviously, you have a lot to love about streaming, but are there like a few things you hate? Not necessarily about streaming, but maybe streaming culture, like things happening in the streaming world. Like, is there something like you don't like about? I
Yeah,
don't know,
man,
maybe
like
your
how
Twitch
every
streams,
fucking
shit
top
like that?
streamer is a goddamn weirdo. Like,
Right?
That's a pretty big one.
Yes. Say it again,
Oh
bro.
my God.
Like, I don't
Retweet.
know. I don't know. It's
Retweet.
really weird. It's especially ironic because I feel like so many streamers like on this big ass soapbox only to turn around and then they be just as bad as everybody they talking shit about. I'm just like,
Mhm.
is it really that hard to just be fucking normal? I don't know, bro.
Apparently, it's
Because people ain't
Apparently
trying to
it's
see
man
normal.
hard.
They want to see extravagant, want to see outside the box. If they wanted to see normal, they would just live their own lives, I guess.
Nah,
I mean,
apparently
I
you gotta
get
be-
it because people like a big reason why certain streamers or YouTubers or musicians or whatever are so popular is because people like to live vicariously through the lives of others that live a life that they can't or don't, or they like to be able to experience someone else's experiences that they haven't been able to for themselves.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
get that, but simultaneously, it's like I don't know. I guess that leads me to the next thing where it's like this. It makes me think about like all the parasocial relationships that people
Oh,
Oh,
online
man.
create
Oh,
Yeah.
with
brother.
watching streamers and stuff. It's like
it's
I ain't gonna hold you. Your name is Crazy Donkey Kong 9067. We're not friends. I don't know who you are, bro.
Right.
Like you
like
might think you know me, but I don't know your face, your name, your age, your location. Nor do I care to.
True.
And frankly,
Mhm.
you don't know any of that stuff about me either.
Right.
Right.
bro,
And
people be
we're not
bugging.
best friends, and it's even worse when you're a woman, I guess, because people think they're in a relationship with you. It's like, yo,
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
I promise
brother.
them tier 3 subs you drop is not getting you in her pants, bro. That's just not how
Nah.
it works.
Modding
Damn.
modding for Nicole has like brought out the craziest amount of weirdos I've ever seen
Well,
in my
even
life.
even like just watching another female streamer, it's like, man, bro, like you like fuck some of these niggas in chat, bro. 'Cause
Right?
God damn. Yeah, like you can't
Nah, I
just
feel
watch
it.
somebody, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's obviously so many things to love about streaming and doing content creation full time, but it's definitely
Yeah.
not without its cons or without its own hurdles and its own hardships and its own gripes, I guess. Where I'm just like, I could just really do without this or that or these people.
Mhm.
But I mean, I can't really say that this was my dream job because I mean, there were YouTubers and stuff growing up when I was a kid, but like when I was in high school, I wasn't like, oh, I want to be like, cause like now, like a kid like as young as like 8 years old was like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. When I was 8 years old, wasn't nobody trying to be a YouTuber. Like, you know,
Right.
I'm
that
saying,
wasn't really,
right?
that wasn't really a
Yeah.
thing yet. And then it wasn't even really till like I was in middle school or high school, I guess, where it was like, oh no, people are starting to make a living off of making YouTube videos. And
Yeah.
I make a living off of YouTube videos now, but that was never the goal or the plan until it was. Um
Oh,
Oh.
Lotus? Did
Oh,
Lotus
no.
just die?
Nah,
Wait,
that's why you just took him. That's why you
Yo.
just took him. Bring him back.
Scared the shit out of me.
Lotus, I got scared. I'm like,
Oh,
bro,
no.
you got Thanos snap. I was like,
God damn
what
it, nah,
just
dude.
happened?
It's infected everybody.
The
Are
face
y'all
of Lotus
good?
when he came back, bro. That was funny as shit.
Oh my god.
see, that's why you gotta be careful what you talking.
Right, they watch him, bro.
He started talking
Yo.
shit about the manga shit, and they're coming after him
Hey,
now.
look, Elon Musk bought Twitter and ain't shit been the same around here since.
Right.
Bro.
Oh no.
Everything's falling apart. Anywho,
Some spooky stuff been happening.
I love streaming. I love YouTube. I wouldn't trade
It's
it for
great.
anything.
God damn.
Oh, nah, that was the spookiest shit.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, but yeah, the streaming world is it's
Yeah.
such a vast cesspool of like bad shit. Like
Bunch
it's
of
weird.
fake
'Cause-
ass motherfuckers. That is what it's really full
Real
of.
shit.
Mhm,
Phony ass
mhm.
nigga.
Let him know.
Like,
It's
Oh my God.
it's such a weird like, cause like I don't know. I feel like when I started like watching streams and like watching people, even on YouTube too back in the day, I was just a viewer. I wasn't like someone who commented on the video a lot. I wasn't somebody in like chat that like talked that much. I would talk a decent amount, but like I wouldn't like say much. Like I would just
Nah,
chill, vibe
same.
out. So but like
Mhm.
all these other people like sending like messages after messages, doing paragraphs after paragraph. I'm like, no one is trying to read all that, bro.
Bro, I ain't gonna
Nah.
hold you. One of my pet peeves as a streamer, bro.
what is it?
Some people get their feelings hurt. I can't stand when a nigga be in my chat and every message he sent, he at me. Bro, I'm right here.
Oh
I can
my
see, I'm reading the
Oh
chat.
my
You
god.
don't gotta at me with every message you type, my nigga. I promise.
I don't even know why people. I don't know why people act in general. Like he's already reading the chat, bro. He
Right.
don't see it.
Like, especially for somebody like me, like I'm very active in my chat. Like I'm constantly
yeah,
reading
yeah.
and responding to damn near everybody. I don't need to add me with every message.
Yeah, it's yeah, that seems a little excessive. Like
Like it's
some
so
people just
weird,
want to
bruh.
be noticed and seen.
They just
so
want
much to
acknowledgement from the
point.
person that they're watching, or just from anyone for that matter. But especially from like this person who they might look up to or they're entertained by. But it's like you just really don't know how to do that. I promise
Right.
you, I will read. Your
Like tone it
message
down a
at
bit,
some
bro.
point.
Yeah.
But I think a large part of that comes from so many people who are on the internet now have the ability to interact with or engage with people who they otherwise wouldn't have, and have never had the ability to do that in person
Yeah.
because of their lack of social etiquette or awareness or skills for that matter. There's a lot of people who are on Twitter or in Twitch chat or in YouTube comments who, frankly, don't have very many friends or don't get out of the house much and don't really get to hang out and interact with other people their own age or engage in social activities. And so when they get online and the opportunity presents itself, they legitimately do not know how to interact with other people because it's not something that they normally do. Maybe me, I'm just like, bro, you weird. Like, on one hand, like, I want to be Mr. Streamer, LotusAsakura, man, welcoming, inviting, and nice. But on the other hand, it's like, bro, you have zero social skills. That's not my job to teach you that. But
On God.
I don't, like, I don't know. I feel like you get put in a weird place a lot, especially with streaming because it's so much more intimate because it's live and you are there talking, interacting with them. So like, when some weird stuff pops up in a YouTube comment, I can just delete it or just act like I ain't see it. And I guess you could do the same thing in the Twitch chat, but it's just like when you're reading message by message and like something happens, like
Everybody.
it's very hard to mask your reaction of like reading a message and being like, "What is this nigga talking about?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they can see and hear me now, so
Yeah. You definitely kind of act like you just never saw nothing and just move on.
Well, like, it's that little instance of like when Lotus reads something stupid, he's like, he makes that face. He's like, "The fuck." And then he just goes,
yeah, because that's my genuine reaction. Like when somebody pops through like on some weird shit or just says something stupid, I like you see it on my face. I'll be reading. I'm like,
like, you don't know how to respond to that shit.
I don't. Like this shouldn't be my job to teach grown people. Because that's the worst part. Like, you know, sometimes it might be a kid, right? And so, well, you want to treat situations gently. Most of the time, it don't. It be grown ass people, and I'm like,
grown ass man.
I can't teach you at the age of 25 how to interact with women, bro.
Jesus Christ,
bro.
So you know they type that shit with their whole chest too. Like they meant
I'm sorry you've gone 25 years of your life without ever spoken to a girl, but you're not about to learn how to do it here.
Right.
Exactly. It's just like
I'm out here playing 2K with the boys, bro. I don't need that right now. Get away from me.
Right.
But you want to talk about I don't need that right now. And the people who come to us, I'm not trying to turn this into a whole everything I hate about streaming podcast, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I just be vibing sometimes. When somebody come through just trauma dumping. I'm like,
bro.
Yes.
Bro, we was just cracking jokes about anime titties, and now you're telling me that like your relative just passed away, and like, what am I supposed to do now?
Jesus
Like,
Christ. Oh my God.
Like you killed the
like
fucking
people who
mood.
come through like talking about like their terminal illnesses and stuff. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I can't cure you. I hope you enjoying the stream, bro. Thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back to the Asakura clan.
Like that is exactly the thing. Like modding for someone as big as like Honeybell, where so many people just come in and say shit, like be like, "Oh, this happened with my girlfriend," or like this happened with my parents. I'm like, bro, she's just trying to play fucking Final Fantasy. Move, dog.
Right.
Damn.
Like, and again, it's like on one hand, I get it because you start to feel like you're part of this community and like you have friends here. But again, there's social etiquette, there's cues. People don't know how to read a room. They don't know how to just interact or like, you know what I'm saying? There's time and place, and like this is not the time nor the place, bro.
Right. Like I feel like it's cool, bro. Like live your life. Like it's cool to express like what you've done in your life, but like, homie, like we just trying to like chill and chat, make jokes. Like sometimes like I would be typing a joke out for all like, you know, like as me as a mod, like typing for chat, like, you know, they get riled up and then like they start like, you know, going along with my joke, things like that. But then like some dude would come in with a highlighted message or like a sub message and it'd be like everybody would be like, well, we gotta stop now because this nigga want to be a party pooper. Like what the fuck? Like that's such a weird thing.
Like the people, because like I know me and I know my limits and I know what I can and can't get away with, but other people don't have that, right? But also not everybody has the same limitations. Like I could say some things to crack some jokes to certain people that, you know, that you may not be able to because y'all don't have that relationship or don't have that same status or whatever the case may be, right? Not everyone's equal in that facet of what they can and can't get away with, and that applies to a lot of aspects in life. Let's apply it to like just cracking jokes in particular, right? And some people come through and think they have that pass and they don't, or somebody will come through and just take it way too far and then just not even be aware. It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
you wasn't meant to join in on that one, homie.
Right.
Yeah,
You was
nah,
supposed to stay
100%.
you were supposed to stay in the crowd for that one, homie.
I mean, no, that's understandable because like a lot of people they don't understand how to read the environment or understand the environment they're in and know ahead of time the context of what's being said. And their way of kind of figuring that out is just throwing a dart at it, and if it doesn't work,
Taking a
then all
shot in the
right.
dark is like, oh, he
And
Well,
that's
did
that's
it,
the
so maybe
thing,
I
and
could.
because that's the thing, because if some people can't understand to, okay, how is this context? How is this environment being set up for me? If they can't understand that from the get go and seeing what they can and cannot get away with, they just kind of go for it, and then that's how they figure it out. Which,
That's one of the things that's so frustrating about it for me, though, right? Is because for you or I, like, it's common sense. Like it's
Right.
not something we even have to think about. We're just subconsciously aware of, like, okay, this is a good time or place for this. And like, I'm not saying because we all cracked a joke at some point that didn't land, or maybe at a
yeah,
time that we shouldn't have. But for the
Yeah.
vast majority of the part, like it's never
yeah,
that bad, or you know when or where to do
yeah.
something.
So I
But
was
for
gonna
some
say,
people, they don't have that, and it's like their inability to understand that concept or grasp that concept is like frustrating to me because it's so second nature and just like so like I said, unconscious. So it's like, how do you even explain or teach someone that when it's like you just get it already?
yeah,
well,
yeah,
I could explain it one word: experience, and that kind of
Yes.
goes for everything. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, we can all probably count on one hand the amount of times we've been, I guess, socially embarrassed by something that we've done merely because we just tried it because we didn't necessarily know about it, and then we learned about that afterwards after trying it. So, I understand you like completely with some people and just some of the shit some people say online and stuff like that because they're behind a screen and a keyboard and stuff like that,
Man,
like
don't even get me
completely.
started on that because
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna,
Nah.
I'm gonna just
yeah.
say it. Some people clearly didn't grow up getting bullied. So
Yeah, that too.
look,
But at the same time, it's because we've all had the chance to experience in some shape or form, different social cues, and we've learned and built off of those experiences. So unfortunately, some people haven't had the same circumstances, so they're doing it much
right? Because I
later.
mean,
And
we all went to school with people. Whereas some
mhm,
of us may still be in school with people who are considered, as harsh as it may sound, outcasts. They don't have very many friends. They might be eating lunch alone. I also ate lunch alone, but that was by choice because I like to be left alone while I'm eating and just listen to my music. But that's neither here nor
right,
That's
there. But
real.
like, there
Fair
was
enough.
people who were eating lunch alone not by choice.
right,
Yeah.
right.
true.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And it's like they just genuinely haven't had the chance or the opportunity to build those friendships or those experiences, and maybe they had some opportunities and they squandered them. And like, I'm not saying that they don't deserve more chances or friendships, but yeah, I don't know, especially like at my adult age now, I'm just like, bro, if we're my age or older and there's just certain things you don't get, like I don't know what to tell you because we're too old to be trying to teach you this or learn this now.
Too damn
Like,
grown.
too
Yeah.
damn grown.
Like even like before like COVID and like really get into Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and all that bullshit. Like I was a regular ass nigga. Like back in like when I graduated high school and then I got into college. In high school, I was the class clown. I was the nigga everybody looked at was like, yo, tell a joke or like be funny. But I was also on my school shit, and I was like, yeah, I'm the class clown. Everybody knows me, but
I
I'm not
feel that for
popular.
sure.
Like
Mhm.
I'm that type of dude that like I know everybody. I know people in other grades, lower grades. I know I'm cool with the teachers, but I'm not popular. I got my friend a group of friends. I just know everybody,
mhm.
like.
Mhm.
And then in college, I wanted to be left alone. Get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Like
Nah,
I
I mean
have my high
that's
school friends.
see,
So
I didn't
and
go
then
to
like,
college, but that's how it was my senior year. I was like, bro, look, I'm just trying to cruise through this year and just get out of this place.
mm-hmm.
So I got a couple homies I rock with. If you ain't really one of them, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I ain't really trying to hear none of that you talking about. I don't even want to be here.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do my
yeah,
work, listen to my music, and go home.
yeah. I definitely have homies like that.
But are
Like,
you gonna finish that? Because if not, I'll take that off your.
Right. If you got
like I see you like it's half the bottle and you walking away. Can I have that? Like,
Well, because I don't know, but people used to treat me like I didn't eat at home or something. But like, school lunch ain't never been as bad to me as it has to other people. But I would be like in my cafeteria, I would see people like walking towards the garbage can with like a whole tray they didn't even touch. I'm like, bro, if you don't give me this milk and this pizza, man, you wasteful.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm coming
yeah.
from a household where I got told about the starving kids in Africa every other day. I'm like, give me this.
Yeah.
You clearly don't know.
I'm
You
sitting there
clearly
drinking
don't
3 or 4
understand,
cartons
bro.
of milk a day, 4 slices of pizza. I don't know how I was so skinny through high school, all the lunch I was eating, but
But yeah, man, that's kind of like the thing. Like, I don't know. This is such a weird thing, and like the only reason I like outcasted myself in college is because it's college, bro. We over here. I'm not trying to get more stressed out, like
so you
stressed
got
out on
other
making
things to
friends.
focus on.
Yeah,
Right.
like I didn't do all 4 years. I did 2 years of college, and then like at my second year before my third year, I was looking at it like, man, fuck this shit. Like I hate this shit. I really like school was already enough. Like in high school, it was already enough. Like I already had enough. But I only went to college, from my parents. They were like, "Yo, go to college." I'm like, "All right," but second year, I couldn't handle it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." So fuck that. And then now I'm just doing my thing. I'm doing what I do. I'm growing. Like I'm growing as a person, but I feel like before anybody knew me on the internet, I was already my own person, and like I feel like a lot of people don't really have that. So like
That,
that's something that I
that's
feel.
very apparent.
I kind of feel bad for some people in that space, like the weirdos in like chat or Twitter. Like I kind of feel bad, but like at the end of the day, bro, that's your own decision. Nobody made you say that, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
especially with the ones where you're just like, bro, you were so cool. I thought you were so nice.
oh,
But why
don't
you
get
have
me
to
started
say
on
that
people,
shit, bro?
people
What's
you
good
thought
with
were
you?
cool, man. That hurts. Like people that you meet in like a good community, and then you hear something about it, and you're like, I don't know if that's really true.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
everybody starts saying it, and you're like, is that true? And then this person
Hey,
admits
well,
it. I'm like,
y'all don't really see me reach out to too many different people or make too many friends. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already got your group, so it's like, why need more people to,
it's not
might
even
fuck
like
my shit up.
it's not even like I'm opposed to making new friends, but particularly in the space that I'm in, it just feels like so many people are just so fake or just
Yeah.
It
not,
fucking
not
sucks.
people I want
Yeah.
to be associated with. So I just, what I'm saying, I got my homies and I keeps to them, and that's really it. Like when it comes to like, I want some people want to pop out to their podcast show, I'll pull up. But it's been a lot of creators who have reached out in the past. I'm just like, nah, I know about you already.
Yeah.
I'm cool
I heard
over
about
here.
your ass.
You
Not
so
right.
freaky
Over here.
deaky, okay. I'm gonna just keep going this way later.
I know what you're about. Like real shit.
It's such
Nah,
because I think now
It really be like that though. That's another one thing that sucks about YouTube and content is that a lot of people that other people think are cool, are not cool for one reason or another.
Yeah.
But it also because depending on what it is, it might be something you should speak up about, right? But it might be some other stuff where it's just like that ain't my business, but I'm gonna keep that up here and know that like we can't be associated. So
Right.
yeah.
and there's a lot of people like that.
Long list.
Yeah,
God.
man.
There's
Like,
a long list of people y'all will never see LotusAsakura do a video with, or stream with,
Yeah,
or
man.
photo with.
Like, especially in like the last 2 years, a lot of people like you see true colors.
2020
Bro.
was
nah, 2020
crazy.
summer
That shit
was
was
a wild.
gross.
Yeah.
2020 was a crazy year for that shit in particular. Like 2020 had enough shit going on, but I guess everybody being locked up was like, you know what, bro? I'm about to air all these motherfuckers out, and everybody got aired out, bro.
Yeah.
They let crazy out the bag.
Bro, every day had you looking like with the googly eyes, bro. Like
I would say every day
what?
I was on Twitter like Mr. Krabs, like, bro, what?
My turn. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Nah, bro, that was like and then it continued, bro. Like maybe not on the scale it was at 2020, but like more people you saw, you're like, damn, bro, what the fuck?
It just
Bro.
kept escalating. Like you thought it was bad at the first beginning, and then it just kept ramping up. It was like, is there no end to this?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
a
that goes
few
back to
where
what
I
we were
was
saying
just
before about
shambles.
like how I said a lot of people are like fake and phony, or like they want to get on their soapbox and speak out about certain injustices or inequalities or the misbehaviors of others, and then the very next day they are exposed for that exact same shit they was just talking about.
Yeah.
Like, ain't that some
Yup.
shit, man?
I saw a lot of that in particular.
Yeah.
I mean, still to this day, but I just remember. I mean, like we all know, like it was like the stuff in the Smash community. That was like the biggest. thing.
Oh, bro, they
my
don't get
God.
oh nah.
You would see a lot of people like speak on it, and then the next day it's like, but you and her, she's 16 and you're almost 30. All right.
Yeah.
Oh god.
what you said
That,
here
like-
yesterday and what's happening here today is not
Yeah,
matching
what
up.
you
my big
said
fella.
yesterday and what she said you did last week don't add up.
Well, I
Bro,
mean, like people forget that if they're a content creator and they're online, like they're on a social media app, they forget that their lives are online for everybody to view. Why? Because they specifically went out and did that. So I don't understand how these people feel like they can get away with some of this shit if they're consistently being monitored all the time. Like, like,
It's
and
even
they
worse.
they try
It's
to act
worse for
slick and be
people.
like, "Oh, I never do that." Like, we caught you. You're here. We have evidence. Like,
Yeah,
They're like,
it's
"That
worse
ain't
for
me."
people who don't put out their like private stuff and like people who's like like this person is not like that personal. Like he doesn't really get personal with people. And then like somebody would be like, "No, I exposed him." Boom, and he's like, "Now everybody know his government name, his address." Like,
Oh,
damn,
God.
what the fuck?
oh my god.
That shit is crazy. And like even like it started with Smash, and then all these other communities, the FPS shooters, bro. These fucking all these like these MOBA dudes, these Overwatch niggas. And I'm like, yo, can some of y'all like be regular gamers? Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
It's so weird, bro. Like it's like
Yeah,
like
I personally, just I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I've never found it particularly difficult to, I don't know, not solicit certain activities or behaviors from minors
right,
or
Right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
not abuse women or I don't
right.
know, those-
God. It's
just
not
just be grateful you grew up with a stable, I guess, environment around you, or able to put two and two together at the end of the day.
Mhm.
I
Honestly,
don't know.
like
It just never crossed my mind to like assault women or I
right.
don't know, like groom children. Like that's just not something that just ever tickled my fancy personally.
right.
And me
It's-
personally, I grew up in a
You'd
household.
think that'd be
you
pretty
know?
common, but looking around on the
No,
internet,
it's
apparently
not.
that's not a very common thought of whatever.
not in today's day and
Uh,
age, apparently.
Like I don't know about y'all, but I grew up with mostly female relatives, so like
Yeah.
they was always around me. And like
I was raised by women too.
me, but like I respect women. I don't beat women. I don't do none of that mess. I say what's up, keep it moving. I have female friends I
Give 'em
respect
a little.
and love. Yeah,
Well,
and
it's
I'm
like-
like, and if it's somebody a new female, like I know, like I'm getting to know. I mean, I ain't gonna be weird. I'm be like, what's up, G? Like, what's good? Yeah, just, like what's popping? Like I
just
treat
normal.
I treat
him like a
females
human being.
I treat females how I treat my homies. Like I would say, what's up, my son, bro. Give them a dap. I dap them up, and then like I keep it moving. But if they want to continue to be friends, then we continue. But like, why you got to do all that extra mess? Like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's-
think that's a very common thing I see too, where it's like a lot of dudes just have no clue how to interact with women. It's like you just interact with them the same way you would with dudes,
So-
bro.
Not
Right.
their own person.
You know,
Yeah.
Treat 'em like a human
it doesn't really
being.
have to be too much different. I mean, just don't hit them and don't ask them for sex every 5 seconds. Like I don't.
Well,
Literally,
yeah,
yeah.
it's because like
That's-
as
that's
soon as
really all there is to it. Don't hit them and don't ask for sex. Like I just.
well, 'cause
Right.
as soon as somebody sees somebody of the opposite sex, which it's like, oh, they only think is them as being a certain way. Like it's got to be romantic. It's got to be like this. It's like they're a
Nah, bro.
person.
These
You know,
these
they're a
these
person.
Guys
dudes
like,
is
who
looking
yeah,
for a
can't have
you
handbook.
be
platonic
cool with
relationships
them.
with women are very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
There's not a manual to this shit, bro. It's just treat them how you treat everybody else. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Unless you're a
Just be
terrible
normal.
person, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a terrible person,
Honestly.
get out. Like, what the fuck?
If you're a terrible person, say that then so we can get a
Yeah.
move on.
Give me a heads up so I know not to stay away from you. Get away from me.
Man,
Yeah, I got other questions for Mr. Lotus.
I mean, nah, honestly, like what you guys are saying, like it's hard to meet new people nowadays on this fucking Twitch platform. You just don't know who the fuck
On this
when they
Twitch
show
dating.
you color. Bro,
It's not a dating
Nah,
app.
that's
Shut
not
up.
a- okay, it's not though, but like,
That's so stupid, bro.
I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, man, like a lot of people really think it is a dating app, though. and
Right.
It's sad. That's sad, B. Like
Like-
that ass.
Well, they
There's-
treat it
there's
like
a
a
dif-
dating
there's a
app.
difference between meeting somebody on Twitch and then going to Twitch to meet somebody. There's
Right.
a very big
Mm,
difference.
yeah,
and I feel like
100%.
there's way too many people going on Twitch trying to meet somebody. That's not how it works.
Literally not
Right.
in any way, form, shape, or whatever the fuck. That's not how it
Yeah.
works. But I don't know.
I'm just glad I met y'all, man. Like real shit. Like, I'm thankful for my
Yeah.
friends here. Like we cool. We still riding this shit and everything. I'm just like, it's just you gotta
Yeah,
know
that's
your
what's up.
surroundings and shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
there's some Like, I mean, real shit. Like, there's always people I'm like, hey, like, you know, you're cool as fuck. And then, least when they expect it, like, fucking 2 a.m, tweet comes out of nowhere, and then a twit longer comes out of nowhere and shit. And you're like, brother, like, what the fuck happened? We were just talking 2 days ago. Like, where the fuck did they come from? You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Really
like,
be like that.
I'm just thankful for my homies that I have now. I'm gonna keep on moving. Like, if you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. But if you're gonna do some wild shit, unexpected shit that I would never expect, get the fuck away from me. Like, I don't want to associate with you.
Yeah, it ain't nothing to cut somebody off. I ain't too quick to invite people into my circle in the first place. But the first inkling I got of you on some weirdo shit.
Nah, that's a red flag. I'm out. Like, real shit. Like, they're like,
Vanish.
Like, some people, like, back then, like, in the beginning of, like, Twitch and stuff, like, when I was getting into communities, they were like, I was, like, kind of friendly, you know? And then, like, so much shit happened. But, like,
As
friends
you
of mine.
continue to do content creation, or as you continue to grow on any given platform, you start to realize and learn, I cannot be everybody's friend.
Yeah, man.
that's
Yeah,
real.
man.
That's
You
real.
cannot. You have to be English. You have to be a lot more selective of the company that you keep.
Like, I got my homies, and then, like, I think nowadays some people would, like, see me in chat and then be like, oh, this dude Snorlax cold as hell. Like, he don't even like people. I'm like, I don't like people.
I just know
True.
you as the dude Eunice likes to bully now. So,
Bro, when I see that, I'm like,
That's
why
real.
you fuck him for?
That's
Like,
just
what
hilarious.
he do? He
It's-
just exists.
bro, every time
It's
he
a
talks, she's
fun
like,
time.
oh, hi, Storm.
More
I guess.
And shit like that, like, I love about, like, meeting people. It's like, it's great because I'm like, I don't have that relationship with anybody else. Like, me and Uni, like, we bully each other. That's
Right.
what's so cool. And, like, I don't really, I
Oh,
don't
you say you doing what to Eunice now? Run that by me again.
cool.
Bro, he said, put him up real quick.
Stop, you know what I'm saying? Put the
He's back,
Oh,
Nah.
from the camera. He was like, hold on, let me stand up.
Oh,
Yo.
no.
But nah, it's like, cause like when we met at Evo, it was like, you know, I was like kind of like, you know, we were in the same pool. I know her because she streams, blah 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 blah, right? But then like we got back, we did the podcast, and now like you know we like just friendly and like we fuck around and like you know she times me out, bans me and shit. Like, but like, stuff, I don't get salty about that because I'm like that's just how
right now.
we
That's
are with each
that's
other.
just y'all
Twitch.
joking around, right?
we just,
But some people like they would get hit with like a funny timeout, but they would take it so personal.
Bro.
The amount of
Man, the
DMs
amount
I've
of
gotten.
times somebody got shot in my chat and they came back like either very angry or extremely apologetic and was like, yo, my boy, we was just playing around, bro. When that,
Like,
Right.
like, damn.
It's just
nah,
a joke.
they
like,
go
just
even
take
further.
time out,
if it was,
keep on
if it
moving.
was that serious, you'd be gone. It wouldn't have been a
Right. You would never have the opportunity to come back.
Yeah, like,
Yup,
if it
yup.
was that serious, like you would not be here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like that's just weird.
And they
But
make
then
a
I got-
fucking speech. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm unfollowing now. And I'm like, bye.
Anyways, keep it moving.
Fuck you, like,
Right.
you wasted my time. Move on.
Because
Bro,
you're like,
I seen a meme on Twitter the other day. It was like somebody in a subway just like breaking down, crying in the back room. Was like, a customer just told me they're never coming back.
Oh no.
I didn't
Oh,
put enough
no.
mayo,
Never
enough
mind,
people.
Oh my god,
I didn't put
bro.
the whole milk. I put skill milk in.
tomatoes.
Fuck.
He said before tomatoes, I put 3.
You just lost a follower.
The follower
Oh,
lost me.
That's a bar.
crazy.
The follower just lost me. That's crazy.
That's wild.
I love that meme so much, bro. I didn't lose a
That's
follower. A follower lost me. That shit got me dead.
That's
Oh my god! But shit like that is like is that ass. Like some people, like you, everybody wants to be treated like everybody. Like if I'm acting some way with one person, I'm not gonna give it to you the same. Like if you cool, sure you cool, but like these are people like I've known for a minute. Like
Right,
why
like,
do you want to be
not-
treated the same?
Not every friendship is the same, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody interacts differently with each other, and that goes back to what we were saying about how certain people have certain limits, and with certain people you can get away with saying certain things, and with other people you can't. Certain people you can crack certain jokes, and certain ones you can't, and you might be able to say something to Eunice that someone else can't. I could definitely say things to Eunice that other people can, and vice versa.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
it's because then like people would hear it and then be like, oh, if everybody laughed at that, why don't I make the same joke? That's not how it rolls. That's not.
Get your ass.
Because some people just don't get that, man. It's like
Too many people don't get that.
said it. That's not how it works, bro. Why
Right.
not? All right.
You've been following for like 2 months, but you can't make that joke. Leave.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You're a first-time chatter. What are you doing?
God.
Nah, man, that really how it be, and like it's I don't know, like it is weird. Like like we've been using that word a lot, but like it really is like mind-boggling. Like, why are you like this?
And it's not one of
But
those things where you can be like, it is what it is. No, that's just weird. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
And there's always people like as a Twitch chat too. They're trying to like force themselves into being your friend group. They're like,
Oh hell no!
you ain't gonna be in our
no.
friend group. We don't know who.
Yeah.
You're just a stranger to us. In the end of the day,
That's
like
the thing too. Like, there's a difference between like organically making friends and trying to force your way into a friend group. But again, I guess this goes back to like a lot of people just have never had those experiences or those like those relationships or those interactions. They have no clue how to make friends, and like this isn't the way to.
like yeah. Like for example, like what I'm assuming this happened to you, Lotus. People are trying like, hey, you know, like you're playing 2K with the boys. They're like, hey, let me in, let me play 2K. And they're like, no, I'm playing with my homies and shit.
Yeah. Like very common. Like when Squad used to hang out a lot more regularly together, like in our Discord and stuff. It's like, yo, can I get an invite to the Discord? Yo, can I come through the Discord? It's like, look,
No,
it's not like you're trying to be like some exclusive clique or something like that. But this is our server for like our group of like close personal friends.
Yeah, we have
Exactly.
we don't
too.
just bring
we have that
anybody
shit
in here.
too.
It's like this is our little home where this our little sacred hand where we be kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like,
this isn't just a free for all. It's and I think a lot of people just like look at it that way. It's like, oh, why y'all trying to be like all exclusive and cliquey like this? It's like, no, that's
That's not the
missing the point.
You wasn't
There's
here.
there's a reason why we made this. It's because we, us, like to hang out, not with
We are
everybody
close
else.
friends, and this is where we hang out. You know what I'm
Right.
Like back when I made the R server for for us and like
Yeah.
our close friends, I thought I was like trying to be cold to the world, but I'm like, that's
No.
what you need, because this is where I want to hang out with my homies, bro. Like,
That's all.
You're right.
and then like personally, the more people that I get cool with, and super, like you would have to be super cool with me to be in the server, because like I got a decent amount of people that I think I trust, but like I would have to trust you on like another level, right? So like if I invite you, you know that you exclusive, like you one of the bros, like. And then like there would be people like, oh, y'all all in voice chat all the time. Yeah, because we're homies. Like we don't live near each other. What the fuck you want us to do?
I hate that. I hate that shit when we're all on our call just playing games and shit. And they're like, hey, yo, can I get in the call? Like, yo, let me like
Oh my
switch. Like,
God.
I'm like,
They're
bro, like,
It's like
see
people
the
just
Discord? Oh
people
my
just
god.
desperately want
us
to be
the Discord
included.
link. I'm
But
like,
it's like we are friends. We do not know you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, unless stated otherwise, we're saying, yeah, you can hop in with us if you'd like to. If nobody says nothing like that, please do not go and ask out to be like, hey, can I jump in? Can I get in? Unless it's stated otherwise, just be content with viewing for the meantime.
Literally, because like we do that a
Like,
lot, like
even,
some streams.
Even like with Squad, like I never asked to be part of that friend group. Like they brought me in because I started off like I used to watch a bunch of their videos and stuff. And eventually I started leaving comments and stuff. But I was also starting my own channel. But it even like I was like, yo, we should collab one day or this or that. Or like, nah, I would just watch their videos. I'd be like, they might bring up a topic and I would just respond to the topic of the video in a comment. Eventually I started seeing my name around. And then it really started because of Xenoverse. When Xenoverse 2 came out, I was playing that game a lot. I got to play with Rhyme and C-Reacts one day, and then Rhyme started bringing me into like Discord calls, and one day he just threw me in there, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" But everybody already knew who I was by that point, just because I had been around the community and just had organically been involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just from watching their content and just like being on Twitter or leaving comments. And I guess a lot of people, they try to immediately force themselves. But I wasn't even trying to work my way into their friend group. I was just
it was natural.
Just being around.
It was natural. Like I would communicate with them regularly through like YouTube comments or tweets and stuff. And this one day it was Ryan reached out to me, was like, "Hey bro, you want to record a video together?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, run it."
It's just cool. Like I love when shit naturals and just flows. You grow the friendship and shit. Like it just that's way better than forcing something that you're trying to do. And I'm like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's
another
real
thing too is that when you start growing and stuff, it feels like so many people have ulterior motives or they want to use you for their own benefit.
Be a leech and
and-
shit.
Yeah.
it's like, all
It
right.
sucks, bro. It really does suck.
Because like some of these people would come in and be like, oh, because like we have some friends that like sometimes we're on VC with them when they stream. And some people are like, man, you guys are on VC a lot. I'm like, yeah. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
why do you care?
And what's his eat?
Right.
Like, cause
Like,
this is
why
what
does it
we
matter?
doing.
What about it?
Like you still watching, you still chatting, you still subbing.
Yeah.
Like keep it moving, bro. Like we're just hanging out because some of us had a long day and we just want to chill with the homies. Like get over it.
Literally,
Like,
it.
All right.
but I don't know. It's such a weird thing.
That's
We
a weird.
are-
Like, it's-
At our time.
Yeah, at our time,
Bet,
word
bet,
to
bet.
Me
alright.
personally, Calm, you could have not said anything. We could have kept going, but whatever.
Hey,
Like,
bruh.
it is what it is.
It's up to
It's a
you.
file
I'm
for
telling
our editor to edit, and I'm
See,
sure you don't want to go
you.
through all.
And I kind of want to have Lotus, sleep because he is
Yeah.
he
I
is
ain't gonna hold
in
you.
the
I don't-
trenches.
I don't even know if I'm gonna go to sleep. We gonna see. I
Bruh.
Oh, boy.
Your boy did go ahead and cop the. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yes,
might go ahead.
sir.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes,
you actually
sir. That's what's
know.
up.
Tell me-
That's what's up.
Hey, have
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, so I might go ahead and fire this up. We'll see though.
All
Man,
right.
he ain't
I've,
gonna
I've
say-
been,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been having a blast with it, so
Yeah, that
I hope
game
you
is
have a
mad
blast
fun.
with it too. Yeah.
Just
But yeah,
don't look
let's,
too hard at the game. That's all.
Man, it's a Pokemon game. I'm already prepared for the worst.
Yeah,
See,
that's-
you
that's
see
Oh,
what I mean,
good,
bro?
good.
Like,
Thank you for putting that. There you go.
but man, that has been episode 14. Holy shit. This is a great one. Probably
That's
one of my
fun,
personal
bro.
favorites.
Yo.
Yeah,
Thank you
Um,
for having me. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
thank you
Of
for
course.
coming
Thank you
through.
for
The
coming.
fuck?
I appreciate
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
of course.
Like
Real
something like
shit.
this,
No doubt, no
I don't think
doubt.
we would ever expect it. Like, oh, Lotus coming on this little podcast. Like,
100%.
Nah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I seen you had reached out to me before. You got to thank Eunice for bringing it up to me because I'm at a point now where I don't check my DM requests almost ever.
Bro, that's
That
totally
is
fair.
okay.
For reasons you can
It's
imagine.
okay, it's okay.
Yo.
It's a lot of stuff in there that anyway.
Hey, you know,
Nah, she
Enough
had
said,
told me,
shit.
and then I saw it too late, but I was like, hey, if you want to run it back next week, like I'm in there, I'll be there.
yeah. Because we were gonna do the photography episode with you and like another of our other homies. Because we have like a lot of photography people, but like we wanted to get different inputs. And then like it didn't happen. I was like, damn, bro. But like then Calm was like, oh, he's down to run it again, and I'm like, let's do it. Fuck it.
Mhm.
So I appreciate you coming on. It was real fun.
nah, man, it was cool
Yeah,
talking.
I
to you,
had a
shit.
great time, man.
Yeah, we might have you again on another type of episode. We'll see. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Hey, let
But,
me know.
I'll
I'm
let
down
you.
to- I'm down to come back.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
All right,
But yeah, man. It's been a good one. Episode 14. Next week will be a regular episode. I don't know. We gotta figure out what we're talking about.
We'll think.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
will know when you know.
Right.
We just go with the flow at this point, high key. Like, I ain't hiding anymore.
But, I mean, if you knew because of Lotus, or if you knew because you strolling around YouTube, listening to stuff, and you just walk by us, hey, subscribe, follow, like, all that stuff. Everybody's links is down below.
Down below.
Lotus' stuff definitely will be in the below.
Absolutely.
He obviously streams whenever he streams. You just gotta keep the noties on.
Yeah.
Noti gang.
Calm's been streaming a lot too. He's been streaming Sonic.
So fun.
Canti right now is playing No More Heroes. I think you're on the second one, right?
Yeah,
finished
beat
it.
that shit. I'm
finished that
confused
shit.
as
That was
fuck.
tight.
That game is a fucking journey. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen next in No More Heroes.
Yeah.
I'm up for it, man. I'm here for it.
That game series is real. Like
It's
wacky,
tight.
bro.
It's
I love
tight.
it.
I love it.
Tox has been he started Pokemon,
Yes,
the new
sir.
one, Violet. He has Violet. I have Scarlet. We were playing on his stream last time.
Yes.
I mean, whenever he streams again, I'll be there because walking around with Tox in the world is fun. So
It's some good shit, man.
yeah, and me, I'm just here. I guess.
Nah, don't want it. We cooking.
If you see me, you see me. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's been the NYC Rat. It's been Calm, the Ohio man, TV man, Canti, Canadian man, Tox, and
Yep.
our lovely special guest, Mr. LotusAsakura. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace
Later.
out.
Be easy.